What's going on, guys, and welcome to my match recap and player ratings for yesterday's game. Manchester United 1-1 Leicester. I predicted a draw. I went 2-2. Obviously, it was 1-1. Again, though, it shows where the club is at. We should be winning these type of games at home. I don't think it's all on Ranić. I think a majority of it is on the players. No, Ronaldo obviously has said that he's ill, but that seems a bit fishy to me. I think there was two players that stood out for me and the rest were average or below. And it's just not good enough. And we were lucky we didn't lose the game. I feel like Leicester were the better team throughout the game. They played better with the ball than us, and they defended better than us, even though we got something from the game. Obviously, they got a second goal, and we got lucky with a decision. So, technically, they kind of won that game, but we got lucky again and got saved by the ref, which I think was a little bit lucky for us. I think it was a bit soft as well. On the replay, I think when Iheanacho catches Varane, I don't think he's trying to get the ball. So, I don't think it's on purpose, and I think we were very lucky to get away with it. And I don't think a lot of other clubs would, but because of who we are, or our history, we get these decisions sometimes, and it makes it look like we've done better than we've actually done in games. So, it's worrying times. We're still no wiser on who the manager's going to be coming in. That's not been sorted. We're still not getting any players in. Having pundits like Neville and other people saying that Rashford should have played. Rio said it. Because his argument was he gets it if Rashford stays on the bench if you've got Cavani and Ronaldo available, but not when they're not available. Surely you should play Rashford as a number 9. Rashford is not a number 9. He can't play there. He doesn't deserve to be playing on his form anyway, regardless if Cavani and Ronaldo aren't there. Yes, it didn't work with Bruno there yesterday, but we're just going to add to the problems if we keep playing more players that don't deserve to be playing. So I don't agree with Neville and Rio on that Rashford should be playing. I don't think he's done anything to warrant starting, but a lot of players haven't that played yesterday as well, so that's also a problem too. Why couldn't we bring any youth players in yesterday, like a hungry striker that's doing well? Because Klopp would do that, Guardiola would do that. They would take risks. They give youth chances a lot, and we don't. And we used to. Look at Giggs, Beckham, Butt, Scholes. They all had chances as youngsters. I'm not saying we're going to get someone of that calibre, but if you never try and never take chances and risks, how are you going to find out if you've got any gems there? And for me, situations like that yesterday, it'd be nice to see some youth product given a chance, even if it doesn't work, because at least you've tried that avenue as well. And I know it's a big occasion or whatnot, but it's not the massive occasion, is it? It's Leicester, and I'm not disrespecting them, but it's not like we're playing City or Liverpool. And at Old Trafford, I think we need to be doing that and giving youth more chances, because the players that are playing for this club at the moment clearly aren't good enough and they aren't hungry enough. They all look like they don't give a shit, most of them. And we're seeing it every week, and we've seen it all year. And we've been getting lucky decisions to rescue us in games that we shouldn't be getting things from. So that is my verdict on the game yesterday. I think we were lucky to not lose the game. And I think Barnes caused problems like I predicted. He didn't get the goal like I predicted, but he should have scored at least one. I thought Iheanacho was a fawn, and he did cause problems. And Leicester just look like they have more idea and more creativity and fluidity and chemistry than we do. We look like a bunch of individuals on a pitch that don't want to take responsibility. And no one wants to take responsibility and affect the game and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and say, come on, follow me. No one wants to do that. I don't think that they like it that Ronaldo's tried to do that when he's come in. I know he's not been great in certain games as well, but in terms of the dressing room and that, we know that he will be demanding a lot, and I don't think they can handle it. Where was he yesterday? I don't know. I'm not buying it. Maybe he was ill, but it seems a bit fishy to me. Maybe it's a case of he's just fed up and he don't want to be playing. I couldn't blame him if that's the case, because I feel like these players aren't answering him. Like the demands he's setting on them, they can't meet and they don't like it. And I can't blame him if he doesn't, because he's not used to that. He's a winner. The mentality at this club is all wrong. The way the club is run is all wrong. And I'm not surprised it was a draw. It was lucky not to be a loss. So, into the player ratings, David De Gea, I'd give him a 6. He made a very good save for, I think it was for Fana with a header that was creeping in, and he tipped it round the post. Kept us in the game. He was a lot of people's man of the match, and I can see why. But I personally give mine to the next person I'm going to speak about. But I can see why people gave him man of the match. That save alone. So David De Gea, for me, I'd give him above average with a 6. Delo, for me, was my man of the match. I know Barnes was lively down the left on Delo's side, but there's times where Barnes is cutting into that inside channel, which was Maguire's spot yesterday. They switched Maguire and Varane around, and I think that was because Iheanacho was more on Varane's side with his pace, that they were trying to counteract that so Varane could deal with the pace better. But when Barnes is cutting into that inside channel, that is then Maguire's responsibility. That's not Delo. If he's out wider, that's Delo's responsibility. But I thought Delo was good yesterday. I thought he tried to get forward. He had a few bits around the edge of the box in the attacking bit for us, and I think he was good again. So for me personally, I thought he had a good game. And I don't think he could have done a lot more with Barnes. I think he got nutmegged at one time by him, but a lot of the problems came when Barnes got into that inside channel more. So Delo for me was good, and I'd give him above average with a 6, and he was my man of the match. Maguire, I thought was average. I don't think he done a whole lot wrong. I don't think he was fantastic either. I thought it was just an average game, so I'll give him a 5. Not a leader, not a captain for me. Varane, also, I'd give him a 5 as well. I don't think either of them stood out, so an average for Varane. Shaw, average as well. Obviously, he got subbed at half-time for an injury. But it's not the Shaw we've been seeing, and the one that even played for England recently. It's like, in the comments he was saying, or the post-match interview, that he's enjoying his time at England and hinting that he's not at United, but you just seem like a spoiled kid when you say things like that, because you have to roll your sleeves up and get down to work and make sure your individual performance is above other people, if that's the case. And I feel like he's just as bad as a lot of them at the moment, and like he's sulking. And I thought it was average from him again yesterday. So sure, I'd give a 5. McTominay, I'd give him a 3. He lost the ball several occasions trying to play across the field balls, and he was just getting them horribly wrong. And then he goes and gets a booking again, and he was lucky not to be sent off. And he got subbed, and rightly so, because he was terrible. And he could have left us with 10 men, and it was bad enough with 11, but I'm glad he got subbed, because I thought he was the worst player on the pitch, along with a couple of others. But very shocking from McTominay, but I'm not shocked by his performance. Fred, I'd give him a 4. I don't think he was as bad as McTominay, but not great. He lost possession at one point, and they countered. I can't remember if that's what the goal came from, but yeah, not great from Fred. Weak on the ball, pushed off too easily again. Not a good game. Below average with a 4. Pogba as well, 4. Don't think he's up to the task. He's clearly not in it anymore for United. He wants to be leaving, and his performances are showing that. He's just jogging around the pitch, not putting the effort in, and it shows. Below average with a 4. Sancho, 3. He had a chance right at the end where the ball come across the box, and he snatched it at first time when he could have took a touch and converted a goal, which we've seen him do before, and he snatched it, and that shows, just it sums up his performance, and it sums up the team at the moment and the players and the mentality of the squad. And he rushed his chances, and the game was gone at that point. So shocking from Sancho yesterday, and it's a shame, because I think he's been one of the better and more consistent ones recently. Not long ago, I was saying he should have been called up for England for the last games, but then he goes and puts a performance in like that, and it makes you look. He makes himself look silly, but also you for backing him. And I thought he was poor yesterday, so a 3 for Sancho. Alanga, a 3 as well. Saw him gave the ball away several times like McTominay yesterday. He's still very young though, that was what I would say, and I think he will come good. He just needs more game time, but I don't think he was good yesterday. 3 for Alanga. Bruno obviously playing in Ronaldo's position as a false 9 yesterday. Still moaning and bitching too much, going down too easily for me at times. And he didn't affect the game, playing worldy balls and just giving the ball away needlessly, trying to relieve pressure from the defence and then giving the ball straight back to Leicester. And then the pressure straight back on us. Not good from him, and he should have had a couple of goals, I think, yesterday, which he didn't convert. The Fred goal comes from one of his shots after a rebound, but I think he should score that himself. So I think Bruno was poor again yesterday, just signed a new 5-year contract, And I'm not over the moon about it because I'm fed up with his bitching and his moaning, and he's a shadow of his former self. So I don't even think he's close to the player he was last season, and I'm worried about the future with him. 4 for Bruno, and Ranić I'd give a 4 below average. I think it's more on the players than him, but I can't defend picking players like McTominay and Fred, even Pogba at the moment, because he doesn't want to be there. But unless you're going to bring some of the youth in, he's not got a lot of choices, because Lingard is in the same situation as Pogba and don't want to be there mentally. So even if you start him, he's probably not going to perform because he don't want to be there. So this is problems with the club, and I think he's got an uphill task, more than an uphill task there, and I feel a bit sorry for him, but I can't give him an average or above average for that performance, because we should be winning regardless of the team he puts out, but the players have to do it as well. So it is tricky giving Ranić a rating, but I would give him a 4 because we have to win them games, and he does have a part to play. Tellez come on for sure. I thought he was poor, to be honest, below average with a 4. Rashford, 4 as well, came on, jogged about, didn't affect the game, didn't inject any energy into it, was like Pogba, just jogging about, looking disinterested and like he doesn't want to be there. Matic as well, I give him an average when he came on. He tried to make things happen and was more positive, but the game was gone and it was an uphill task. So yeah, I would happily see, like, there's a lot of players in there that just aren't good enough, but I would happily see Maguire go, I'd happily see McTominay go, and I'd happily see Rashford go. Out of the door, out of the club, because they are not good enough. A lot of them didn't perform yesterday, but for me, them 3 are a major problem at this club. And for me, they're not good enough, and they get too much protection from the media and pundits, and I'm fed up with it. I don't think they're good enough, and I think that they need to be gone. Not surprised by the performance or the result. I predicted a draw, and yeah, but we should be winning them games, and we got tough games ahead. We got Arsenal and Liverpool coming up, and it's only going to get worse. I think they're both going to beat us, to be honest. So it is what it is. The club's in a mess, and we're not even going to get 4th anymore. We'll probably be in the conference for the Europa. Ronaldo will be gone, and the club's just going to spiral even lower. So shocking performance yesterday, but I'm not surprised with this bunch of divas anymore. Overpaid divas that don't want to take criticism and improve and roll their sleeves up. They just want to sulk like they're 2-year-olds. You get what you put in on the pitch, and when you act like a child, you get treated like one, and you get bullied like one. So they deserve what they got yesterday, and it feels like a loss again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, and I'll be back soon with another video. Remember, before I go, the target is 2,000 subscribers by the 1st of June. But I need your help with it, guys. Come and join me on the road to 2,000. And I'll see you guys soon.